Welcome to the Deep Dive. We take source material, find the fascinating insights, and, well, dive deep. Today we're looking at a really moving piece of music. I Will Dream with You. Have you ever experienced that profound bond with an animal companion? You know, the one where they feel less like a pet and more like part of you.
Absolutely, like family, a
Yeah,
constant presence.
exactly. And then the grief when they're gone, it's just gut-wrenching. It feels so personal, even though so many people go through it.
It really does. But what if that personal loss, that deep sorrow, could become something else?
Become what?
Art, universal art, something that connects with others who felt that same pain.
That's a powerful idea, taking something so personal and making it resonate widely.
And that's precisely what we're diving into today. We're looking at I Will Dream with You, a choral work. It's, well, it's quite something.
How so?
It's challenging, technically, deeply emotional. And the story behind it is just fascinating. It's a collaboration between the Argentine composer Santiago Veros and the American choral poet Charles Anthony Silvestri.
Okay, so our mission today is really to unpack this piece, right? Go through all its layers.
Exactly. We'll trace it from the very beginning, the intimate personal story that sparked it.
The composer's grief, you mean?
Yes. Then we'll look at how it was actually created, the meticulous process, and then its journey out into the world, the premiere, the international tour.
And its legacy. You mentioned it goes beyond the concert hall.
It does indeed. There's a lasting impact that's quite inspiring, actually. It connects personal loss to something bigger.
And what are we drawing on for this? What sources do we have?
We've got a good mix. There are personal prefaces from the composer himself, Santiago Veros, forwards by people close to the project,
Huh?
journalistic articles that tracked its development and reception, and even insights from looking directly at the musical score. So multiple angles.
Great. So to really get to the heart of I Will Dream with You, we need to start with the relationship that inspired it all, Santiago Veros and Ruperto.
Ruperto, or
Ah.
Rupi, or Rupino. Yeah, that's where it all begins.
Yeah.
Santiago Veros, the composer, met Ruperto back in early 2006. He rescued him back in early 2006, described him as a deplorable puppy.
Huh, deplorable.
Yeah, and apparently when Santiago was a teenager, he tried to take Rupi on the bus home from school, but the driver refused because Rupi, well, he reeked.
Oh no, so he had to walk him all the way home.
Had to walk him home. And the vet at the time said Rupi was really at a critical point, like wouldn't have made it another couple of days. So a real rescue story from the start.
Wow. And Rupi wasn't just, a typical pet, right? He sounds like he had quite a life.
Oh, definitely. The sources paint this picture of an incredible life. He was apparently at teenage parties. Yeah. And traveled everywhere with Santiago and his family. They were clocking like 2,500 kilometers a year on average. Mountains, rivers, archaeological sites, Iguazu Falls, even.
It's amazing for a dog.
Right. Santiago himself said few humans live so many adventures. He even learned tricks from Rupi, apparently. Like Rupi learned to limp to get food.
Clever boy.
And then other dogs at his father's kennel started copying him. What a character.
And the name Ruperto, you mentioned it was significant.
It really was, and very personal to Santiago. See, he'd had childhood apraxia of speech. Santiago had overcome it by about age 15. So when Ruperto arrived, Santiago was 16, and just thrilled to be able to speak easily, especially using the double R sound in Spanish.
Ah, which is prominent in Ruperto.
Exactly. He said he was crazy, wanting to talk a lot, and using the RR for everything, like a new toy, the joy of just speaking clearly.
So naming the dog Ruperto was partly celebrating his own victory over apraxia.
Precisely. It beautifully ties the dog's arrival to Santiago's own personal triumph.
He sounds like an amazing character, but inevitably, time catches up.
Yeah. The first signs started appearing in January 2020. Ruperto was with Santiago's mother in Mar del Plata. Santiago was busy preparing for a U.S. tour.
What did she notice?
He still enjoyed the beach, swimming, but less energy, eating less, just slowing down.
And then came the diagnosis.
February 2020, around his 14th birthday, ultrasounds confirmed his digestive enzymes weren't working right. Pretty common in older dogs.
So treatable.
They hope so. Injections, vitamins. The vet thought maybe a senile, but okay, life was possible.
Yeah.
For Santiago, it was a huge shock.
How so?
He described seeing Ruperto old for the first time, like a bright flame suddenly flickering out. All that youth just evaporated in days, he said.
Oh, that hits hard. That sudden realization. It's like seeing mortality reflected back at you.
Exactly, a really poignant image. And then the world started changing dramatically.
The pandemic.
Right. March 12, 2020.
Yeah.
Santiago gets back from his U.S. tour, lands in Argentina literally one day before the borders slam shut.
Just made it. What was it like?
He said it felt paranoid, like the end of the world was coming. We all remember that feeling, right?
Vividly.
He risked breaking quarantine rules to spend a few days with his mother, C. Ruperto. And that was the last real time.
He saw the change then.
Clearly. Ruperto was tired, thin. Santiago described this very human gaze, full of melancholy. He felt Ruperto was saying goodbye.
You think dogs know?
Santiago felt it strongly. He acknowledged science might disagree about, existential awareness in animals, but the feeling, the intuition between them was undeniable. That deep, nonverbal connection.
And then the lockdowns trapped everyone.
Yeah. Santiago was stuck 30 kilometers away from his mother's house. Couldn't visit. Ruperto got worse day by day. Tests kept coming back grim. Couldn't digest food, slept constantly. That incredible energy just faded.
Oh, that's heartbreaking, being separated like that.
It was devastating for so many people during that time. Then the call came. May 14th, 2020. Santiago's mother called to say Ruperto had just left.
And Santiago couldn't be there.
No, absolutely heartbreaking.
Where did they lay him to rest?
In a special place in Santiago's old neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
There's a street where people bury their pets, plant trees, make little memorials, a community space for remembrance.
That's beautiful.
They've built a small mausoleum for Ruperto there, a quiet place.
A testament to his impact. He wasn't just a dog.
No, he was family, a witness to life, embodied that unstoppable force. And almost immediately, Santiago turned to art to process the grief.
He wrote something.
A short poem, maybe the same day Ruperto passed, posted it on Instagram with a photo, just a raw outpouring. He felt Ruperto had lived fully, achieved his goal of being happy, a completed life.
And that Instagram post led somewhere unexpected.
Incredibly unexpected. It caught the eye of Charles Anthony Silvestri.
The choral poet, the one who works with Eric Whitacre.
The very same. A living legend, a collaborator with Whitacre on Sleep, Olegalo, Dan Forrest, a giant in the choral world.
Wow. So what happened?
Silvestri saw this raw, intimate poem from Santiago and was apparently deeply moved.
And he reached out.
Yes, completely unsolicited, offered support. And then he did something amazing. He crafted a new version of the poem.
He rewrote Santiago's poem.
Transformed it.
Yeah.
Santiago himself says Silvestri's version was far superior, deeper, richer, but reflecting the same core feelings. An incredible, generous act from such a renowned artist.
That's astonishing. Just out of the blue like that, it shows how grief expressed authentically can connect people, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Bridges distances, inspires kindness. And Silvestri's poem became the absolute lyrical heart of the musical work. Should I read a bit?
Please do.
Okay, here's some lines from Silvestri's version. The last tears of the weeping sun fall like rain upon the meadow. The soft shape of my last dream calls to me, and I will answer. All my mysteries have been revealed. Fulfilled is all desire. All my love is evergreen.
Wow. You can hear the depth, the peace, the enduring love, powerful stuff. So with this amazing text from Silvestri, Santiago must have jumped right into composing.
Actually, no, not right away.
Really? Why not?
The grief was still too immense. He needed time. It took 2 full years before he felt ready to even start composing I Will Dream With You.
2 years? The piece was just sitting there.
Frozen, as he put it. The words were too raw. He had to process the pain first. He said during that time, he started valuing life more, regardless of species, and began supporting animal shelters too.
Connecting the loss to a wider purpose.
Exactly. And what really helped him get started composing was encouragement from friends and colleagues.
Ah, the commissioners.
Right. Julian Bryson from Jacksonville University Singers, a dear friend for over 10 years. He was one of the first to say, count me in.
Okay.
Then William Parrott, King's Choral in Canada, a lovable guy. And then Brian Winnie from Western Illinois University Singers joined. Santiago really admired his musicality, his handling of phrasing and dynamics, that natural ebb and flow of volume.
What drew Winnie to it?
Simple empathy, it seems.
Were there others involved?
Yes, individual patrons too. The Carpenter family, Elaine Farrar-Condrat, Howard Dawson, Martha Kathleen Dawson, Shirley Butterworth, described as great friends who knew his bond with Ruperto. Their support was personal, not just financial.
That makes a difference.
And then there was this key moment. Kirsten Gold messaged him on Facebook.
Okay.
She just offered to fund the rest of the money needed to make the piece happen. And get this, she turned out to be a former classmate of Silvestri's.
No way. Another connection.
Right. So this deep level of support from friends, patrons, these connections, it gave Santiago what he called total creative freedom. Because they were mostly friends acting out of love, there were no rules about length or style. He could compose at his leisure.
Which must have been essential for something so personal.
Absolutely, though he did say writing it was incredibly hard. The worst creative idea of my life, he joked, because it forced him to constantly relive the pain, like reopening the wound over and over.
I can only imagine. That intensity must be in the music itself. How did he translate that grief but also Ruperto's joy into sound?
Through some really sophisticated choices. Let's start with the instruments he used.
Okay.
It's for a mixed choir, clarinet, a string quintet that's 2 violins, viola, cello, double bass, and piano.
That offers a lot of color, doesn't it?
Exactly. A really rich, varied, sophisticated palette.
How did he capture Ruperto's final moments?
He focused on that state of being thin, fragile, drifting between sleep and waking. The piece opens with this piano motif. He calls it an oscillating cell. It just goes back and forth, high and low notes.
Okay, what does that represent?
It's meant to be that delicate transition, between life and death. Rupi slowly entering another world. He's sort of above and still below at the same time.
That's beautiful.
And then when the piano reaches its highest point and just hangs there for a moment, the tenors and basses come in, singing lines from Silvestri's poem like, "The soft shape of my last dream calls to me." That's meant to be Rupi reaching, heaven. And just before that big entrance, there's this sound he calls an ethereal chord, like angels lighting things up. It sets that scene.
So evocative. Okay, but what about Rupi's energy, the playful side you mentioned?
He wove that in too, really cleverly. Apparently, Santiago and Rupi had this game with a toy, like a tug toy. When Santiago pulled, Rupi would make this little grunt, and the grunt had a specific rhythm, 4 quick 16th notes, up and down. Santiago took that exact rhythm, that grunt, and made it the main rhythmic idea for the whole piece.
Get out. So he's literally playing the game again through the music.
Exactly. Reviving the game. It's such a personal touch.
That's incredible. Okay, and the grief. Representing crying in music can be tricky, can't it? Well, cheesy if not done right.
Right. Santiago wanted to avoid anything novice, as he put it. He thought about what actually happens when someone tries to sing while crying. You get these involuntary little catches, these rapid notes, melismas that break the voice. So he deliberately wrote those little broken voice moments, these Easter eggs, into the score in a couple of specific places, like bars 23 and 25. It's not overt crying, but it gives that feeling, that sophisticated layer of emotional realism.
That's smart. And there's a spoken part, too, isn't there, in the middle? Why words instead of music there?
He felt that particular moment was just too intimate for notes. It's where he imagines Rupi descending to give him hope, whispering the line, "Never have I known a sigh so deep as the sigh that returns me to you." Wow. Pausing the music, having it spoken. It creates this huge dramatic break. It feels incredibly intimate, very powerful. It's like the emotional climax almost.
I can imagine. And then how does it all end, musically?
Well, much like Rupi's life ended, the piece is described as being absolutely overloaded with notes for a lot of its length, representing that unstoppable energy Rupi had.
Right, that playful side.
Yeah. But then suddenly, this huge wave of absolute energy just stops. It's instantly extinguished. What's left is just one single voice, described as naked, thin, singing the very last lines. And then, the quiet, the quiet, the quiet whisper of the last breath.
Oh, wow. A direct echo.
A poignant, heartbreaking, yet somehow peaceful ending. Leaves you with that mix of remembrance and quiet.
So this incredibly personal, complex piece is finished. Time to share it. So the piece premieres, and it was part of this massive tour Santiago undertook.
Yeah, what he called a crazy, crazy tour. It was his biggest ever. 12 cities, Europe, North America, all in 12 weeks. London, LA, everywhere in between.
That sounds exhausting.
Totally. A titanic task, the sources say. Coordinating everything, concerts, travel, permissions. He actually had help from a friend, Russ, who apparently usually organizes Himalayan expeditions.
Okay, that gives you a sense of the scale.
Right. And the tour had this really strange, kind of somber start, didn't it?
Yeah, tell us about that. Edinburgh.
His very first meeting for the tour was in Edinburgh, September 8th, 2022, which just happened to be the day Queen Elizabeth II died.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, he said he felt like he was involuntarily part of this somber historical moment. A weirdly fitting start, maybe, for a tour about remembrance and loss.
A strange coincidence. So the actual world premiere performance was at Western Illinois University with Brian Winnie conducting. What made that one stand out?
Well, technically, the choir was apparently astronomical, really high level, but it was the emotion. Santiago said he cried through the whole first rehearsal.
I bet.
But the really striking thing was the singer, who performed that central spoken recitative, the really intimate part.
Yes.
She had lost her own mother just days before the concert.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So this incredibly personal piece about loss suddenly became this shared experience of grief and healing for everyone there. It must have been incredibly powerful for her, for the choir, for Santiago. He said he felt like he was reliving Rupi on his travels because Rupi also traveled so much and was always surrounded by friends. It brought it all together.
That's profound. So this piece, it's clearly not just about hitting the right notes for the choirs performing it.
Not at all. I mean, yes, it demands a lot. Technically, precision, dynamics, control, it's for advanced choirs. But the real power is that emotional connection. It resonates so deeply with performers and audiences. That universal theme of loss, memory, love, celebration of life, it becomes an emotional meeting point. People connect their own experiences to it. It facilitates that shared human experience, that collective processing of grief.
A vehicle for healing, almost.
In a way, yes. But there's another dimension too, a social commitment.
Oh, what's that?
Santiago Veros dedicates a portion of the income from the sheet music sales.
To where?
To Pregoto for Patas, an animal rescue foundation in Argentina.
Ah, connecting back to Ruperto's rescue origins.
Exactly. Driven by that bond, that value for life, without distinction of species, he mentioned. It has this whole other layer of meaning.
So choirs performing it are also contributing to animal welfare.
Directly. Every performance isn't just artistically fulfilling, it's a tangible act of good. It helps rescued animals. It transforms that initial personal grief into ongoing compassion and generosity. Art making a real-world difference.
That's incredibly inspiring. Art doing good.
It's a potent mix, isn't it? Technical challenge, profound emotional depth, and this tangible social impact. That's why the piece continues to grow in popularity internationally.
Becoming essential repertoire.
For advanced choirs looking for something meaningful, something that explores new artistic and human dimensions, yes. And audiences respond to that authenticity.
So we've really traced this journey from Santiago's personal heartbreak over Ruperto,
Through Silvestri's poetic gift, the difficult composition process,
the dramatic tour, the moving premiere.
to this lasting legacy as a powerful piece of music that also helps animals. It's quite a story, a real testament to how art can transform grief.
Personal stories becoming universal comfort.
It truly is. Which leaves us with something to think about, doesn't it?
Like what?
Well, how does art born from our deepest, most personal experiences manage to do that? How does it not only help us process grief, but also build these bridges for collective healing?
And even inspire tangible good deeds in the world, like supporting animal rescue.
Exactly. That link between our inner emotional lives, our creativity, and our capacity for compassion out in the world, it's profound.
It makes you think about the power stored in seemingly simple moments, simple relationships, like that bond with a beloved dog.
Yeah. How that profound love can fuel something so monumental, something creative that leaves a lasting positive mark, echoing long after the initial spark.
We really encourage you, if you get the chance, seek out a performance of I Will Dream With You. You can find recordings online, maybe YouTube.
And if you want to explore the music further, or Santiago Veros' other work, his website is santiagoveros.site.
It's a beautiful, powerful tribute. Definitely worth exploring.